yourself, were drafted, and they started to organize the Army Signal Corps, or the motion picture units were mobilized, to help with the war effort, and that's where you met Ted Geisel.
Yeah, well, I wasn't drafted.
Oh, you weren't drafted? Oh,
no, I wasn't. I worked on those films, but I was 29 years old and I had a daughter. Thank goodness. I mean, I was perfectly willing to go if I were drafted, just like everybody else was. Yeah. But there wasn't one person in our unit except Jack Phillips, who was a terrible flyer, who volunteered. Yeah. They were all drafted, and I think that's probably true of most movers. Yeah. You don't want to go, but you go if you have to. Yeah. So I would have gone, I suppose, although I'm glad I didn't, because when I made these training films, I was certain to save at least one life, mine, which I didn't take that sardonically. I just knew that was my little joke about it, because I tried to make good pictures, and it turned out some of them did save, supposedly saved a few lives. And by teaching them through animation. Now look, here was the problem they had, that if you took live action and you had a bunch of soldiers trying to act, they couldn't act, and they were unbelievable. If you took an actor and put him in and pretended like he was a soldier, the soldier audience knew they weren't actors, they weren't soldiers, and they didn't trust a film which put somebody in that position. I mean, John Wayne's a good example of that. And down in Orange County, they believe that John Wayne was a hero. They forget he was playing heroes. He wasn't a hero. He wasn't in the service. That's all right. He wasn't drafted, so anyway, he wasn't in the service. So I was assigned to work with Dr. Seuss, Ted Geisel was his name, to work with him on the thing called Private Snafu. And you know the situation normal all fouled up, and he wasn't fouled up, but that's where the snafu came from. And we got one later, it's called Fubar, and that was really a bad soldier. It was fouled up beyond all recognition, Fubar. But Ted was a wonderful guy, and I got well acquainted with him. We lived together. It was surprising at that time. He was fairly early in his career writing books, and he told me that at that time, if he could ever get royalties of $5,000 a year, he said I wouldn't have to worry anymore. $5,000 a year. $5,000 a day is about what he gets out of the stuff. So I got acquainted with him, and we worked, and I think we did 25 or 30 of these snafu pictures, which were meant to save soldiers' lives. It wasn't meant to. It had very little to do with aggression. It had to do with taking Atabrine and using your mosquito net and stuff like that.
Ugh. Ugh.